Um, did you have, like, is now a better time? I have this double whammy coupon, those types of things. So,
Okay.
not right now. So that's what
Do you ever ask what's holding them back?
Yeah, I've done that before, but I haven't here recently. So yeah, I do need to do that.
Yeah, see what their objection is from getting started right now. Like if they tell you not right now, that's a good point. You can even ask, like, is it money or is it just timing? Like, are you afraid to be committed or consistent right now? So don't be afraid to ask those questions. And so I was talking to a lady yesterday and she's wanting information. She's wanting product like info and pricing. And I'm like, listen, like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I need you committed for 90 days. And I need you to like understand that this is going to be a commitment where you're taking supplements every single day. So I'm just kind of getting like Lisa said the other day, like this is how it's going to be. Like, and you can either say yes or no. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was my child. So all right. So we'll work on that, Joyce.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Who wants to go
I was
next?
going to say something to Joyce real fast.
Go for it.
We always jump back in the chat in a couple weeks. Like if somebody's like, oh, I'm sick right now, or I'm having surgery. And I always just go in and I'm like, hey, Lisa, I was just thinking about you. How are you doing after your surgery? Like just to keep that window and let them know, like, we're not just sending out, oh, look, here's our Christmas special, whatever. Like we jump in there every couple weeks and just keep saying, like this round, it's pretty much like, have you hit those goals? Like I go to the very top of the chat when we're like, what are you wanting help with? And I'm like, have you hit your weight loss goals, or are you sleeping any better? How's that going for you? And then that kind of like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, well, we're still here, like just keeping the open chat like that with them.
Thank you. That helps a lot.
You're welcome.
Love this. Okay. Next. Okay.
So mine is kind of similar, but not. My issue is with ghosting. So like, when do you like, okay, I'm done in the conversation, delete you know what I mean? Like you're sending stuff, they're seeing it, they're not responding. When do you just say, okay, I'm done?
Are you talking about like prospects or people that you already have signed up?
But prospects, I mean, like they would say, I would reach out to them and ask them, have they ever heard about Plexus before? And they'd say no. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'd love to share with you. And then nothing. And then there's some who I would recommend products to. We'd get that far and nothing. So then I'd go back and I'd say, this is our Black Friday special, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, I keep sending stuff and nothing. So when do you just like, okay, I'm not wasting my time anymore?
Well, you have to look at the quality of the person. Is this truly a person who is going to, one, have the money to do this, two, like be committed to the supplements, and somebody that you want on your team? So to say, like that lady I had a lady be kind of nasty with me last night, and I went and looked at her Facebook and I'm like, that's not even somebody like I want representing what I have. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that she was sharing and saying, I'm like, I don't even want to be like, that's not what I want to associate with. So like, think about that too. So think about the prospect, like the characteristics of that person. Like, are they going to be committed? Is that a quality person that you want on your team? And then two, you have to look at the relationship. Like, do you have a good relationship with that person? And if you don't, I would go back to relationship building instead of focusing on the Plexus part of it. And just start getting to know people on a deeper level without the transaction in mind. That was kind of that podcast I shared yesterday. If you didn't listen to that one, I would go back and listen to that. She talks about the law of timing. So when it's right for them, and then it talks about the having those conversations without the sell in mind. So taking Plexus really like out of the equation, like, hey, I'm talking to you about Plexus, but like there's no emotion here. Like if you sign up, wonderful, I'm excited for you. But if not, like there's no emotional connection. You know what I'm saying? Listen to that podcast. She really explains it really well. It was the Kristen, wasn't it the Kristen Balls one? I think is who that was. Joyce, was that Kristen Balls?
Yeah, I think I have it.
Yeah.
It was a really good one.
Yeah, it was good. And that may help. And then with people who don't respond to me, who are on my team, I do the same thing. I go back to relationship building. And so if they're not going to answer me on Facebook, like I'm going to go through text. And a lot of times it's just like, hey, it's Brianna. Like I'm going to text you and I just wanted to check on you. You've not answered my Facebook messages in like 2 months. And like, I'm kind of worried about you. Like, are you okay? Like, and just like do it that way. And just, again, take Plexus completely out of the equation and just have a normal conversation with that person.
I just
I've
sent
learned
it
too,
to
it
you,
depends on
Addie.
the time of day,
Okay. thank
because
you.
there's so many people that'll, like I can look on my watch at a message, but I can't respond to it. So it will show you that I saw it, and then by evening I forget about it. So if it's maybe somebody, their kids playing on their phone and they saw the message, but the person you're trying to contact didn't see the message, you know what I mean? And I just goof off with them. I'll send the GIF that's like Jim Carrey and it's that you there. And I'm like, it's kind of hard to help you if you're not responding. And then they're like, I'm so sorry, I haven't even seen these. My kids got my phone, something. Just
Okay,
trying to,
thank you.
sorry, it said my thing was muted. I'm like, did I just say all that and it's muted, but it's not.
No, you're good. We heard you. Okay. All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I don't feel like mine is, I mean, I've talked about mine with you forever. I feel like that 100 points, and I know to some of you that's like the lowest number, but like I feel like 100 points is like this giant hump, and I can't get over it. Like I'll bust my butt and add 5 people and still like have the same points as last month because of people quitting and things. And I've tried to do more like relationship building with my current people, and I just feel like I can't get over the hump. And that's casting vision. Like I know I don't have, or they're not ready. Okay, my business builders, I haven't either met them or they're not ready. And I guess a lot of that is mental, and I've got through a lot of junk, and I'm like, I didn't rank gold last month, and I had maintained rank since July, and I'd busted my butt and got there. And then like last month was like 60 points. So, I mean, this month is going to be better. I hope. I mean, yes, it's definitely going to be better, and I'm going to try to re-rank gold, but I just feel like no matter what I do, no matter how I try, I'm a hamster in a wheel.
I went through the same thing around that gold, senior gold, ruby, senior ruby area, like that I don't know why. It was just like a roller coaster. And so I've really like, I would go up and I would recruit, I would develop, and then it was like life would happen, or like I would get discouraged. I have no idea. I can't tell you right now, like even what those factors were, but then I would drop again. And I think part of it was just like, I didn't have that belief in myself that I could do it and that I was a leader. And then I wasn't like structured with my work at that time either. Like I would come in from, because I still worked full time. I had the 2 kids, and it was just like, one day I may do my IPA, one day I didn't, one day I did, one day I didn't. And it was like the IPA was inconsistent. Like I was always posting, I was really always reaching out, but it wasn't, I didn't have a system for follow-ups. I didn't have the system to help my leaders like post and make sure they were messaging and like doing those types of things. And so I think it's just like, it's like you're at the stage of like where you see yourself as a leader and you're catching that vision. And it's like so frustrating because you're like right on the brink of like a breakthrough, but then it's like you slide back again. And gold is truly like where your leadership starts to develop. Like you may get like somebody on your team that catches the vision with you. And it's like, the true like swamp, like you're in the swamp completely. And so I think it's really like, if you watch the Christina Williams video today, you can hear her tell her story about the swamp and how she had to grow herself as a leader. And like, she even admits, like when she did a book study, she only read the chapter that she had to lead. She was like, this is pointless. I'm not reading this book. I'll read the chapter that I have to like lead. And she was like, because I didn't see the value in growing myself. And so I think a lot of times it's like just one missing piece that we all have. And it's just finding that disconnect and that missing piece that pushes your business forward. And I think if you can just maybe like really hone in on your IPA and really find a system for your follow-ups and like really get good at asking good questions and working with those people and not give up on yourself and like show up that you're boss Andy and you're the expert. And when they want to push out, like, no, why do you want to push out? Like, and we have those like harder conversations and ask those deeper questions, maybe that will help too. But I'm going to try and find videos. Like I'm writing it down. I'm going to try and find videos on all these things and I'm going to send them to you guys. Does anybody else have any advice about that gold range? I feel like it was so long ago for me. Like that was like 3.5 years ago.
I was stuck there forever. And I was like you, I kept rank for like 3 or 4 months. And then when I fell back, buddy, I fell back. And then all of a sudden something just clicked. And I went to senior gold 1 month and Ruby the next. But see, now I fell back from Ruby and I'm trying to do the hamster wheel thing. And that's what I'm trying to get out of. So, I mean, it's just, it happens and you just got to keep on pushing through, you know?
It might be a good thing too, so that you can actually grow yourself and do the whole duplication thing. Because
Right.
if you look at my journey, I mean, we grew so fast. I mean, I was new. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I wasn't doing, I mean, would check in on people, but as far as teaching them how to share and how to reach out to those friends of theirs that they had and how to enroll them. I mean, I was getting out of bed at 1 a.m. when people got off work to enroll them. I mean, I'm like, what is wrong with me? So, I mean, like learning as you go and be able to have, like, if you have 10 people, you can train those 10 instead of having 100 people and you feeling like you have to do it all. I mean, it just, I know it's hard. Like this month, I really focused when we had the meeting with Bree, like my goal was teaching my team duplication instead of a points number, because I mean, points aren't everything, you know what I mean?
Right.
If you're changing somebody's life, that means something to somebody. So
And
it's hard
that
to not
video,
look at the points when everybody's wanting to rank up. And
in that video, I think it was yesterday, I think it was that one, Brianna, where she said, it's one of them, I can't remember, but it said that it has to be about them and not you. And it's not
Right.
about the points. You know, once you get that out of your head, that it's not a transaction, it's not a sale, you're actually are changing someone's life. And it's not, like I said, it's not about you, it's about them, and it's more relationship, then that's when you'll grow.
Let's get your pop.
Yep.
And I think that's hard because we do want to, I think we want to show everybody that we can rank, and that's, you know, we want to do that. And I know I feel like if I don't rank, then I'm not doing a good job, but that's not always it, because, you know, you've heard people say you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And when I tell I mean, there's something that's got to happen before I keep on going. And I don't know what that is. I mean, only good Lord above knows what that is. So I just keep on pushing on and pushing on.
It's 100%, and I agree. Like it, and it takes a lot, because when I first started, we were like using this money to get by, and so it was like necessary that I made that money. So it was like sell, like, and it was that sales mind, so I could make that money, you know. So oh my gosh, she's got roller skates on in my house. Bless it. Okay, next. Don't everybody jump at once. Don't make me call on people.
I can go. So mine is like, I have a bunch of level ones that like I went through a couple months ago and I asked them all like if they wanted to keep their account or they done or whatever, but they haven't ordered. And I keep going back to them and saying like, oh, we'll do free shipping or we'll do this. And like, I don't want to keep doing that. So I need another, like the ones that are on there kind of wanted to stay, but they don't want to order. Like, I don't really know where to go without keep offering them more incentives. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like, I don't want to cancel my account, but I don't want to order product.
Yeah, like they're like want to keep it in case they want to do it later. So, and I have several that say that. So I'm like, I don't know if they just don't want to hurt my feelings or what.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to go be like, okay, listen, like, I'm not going to be mad.
Yeah, I think I probably said that too, but I don't know. I didn't know if you had an idea.
Maybe revisit it shortly. Like, ask them, like, if you asked them earlier this month about starting again, maybe you could go to like next month and say like, hey, like, I just wanted to revisit your health goals with you. Like, is this something that you want to like discuss now? And like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Like, if you are like done with Plexus, like, I would love to help you cancel your membership before your $39 fee renews.
Mhm.
But I think just going back and just like making that connection and then always going back, like Lisa said, like always going back to their health goals. Like, I always go back to that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Does anybody else have advice? I don't know that I've really ever had somebody that's just like wanting to hang out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't have advice on that, but I do have a question. If you have people on your team that are not ordering, like you said, that still have a membership, do you like give them a heads up? Do you check to see? Because I had a girl, like the December before last, and her thing like auto renewed, and then she was like, why did I get charged by Plexus? I thought I canceled that. Do you guys give them a heads up? Like, I started growing like a lot in like May and June. So if those people aren't doing it anymore, do I need to like look and say, hey, you're gonna renew, like you're gonna get like a charge? Do you want to cancel that? Do you guys do that?
I would. And that
I
gives
do
you
for the
another
ones-
chance to like open that conversation again. Like I've sent those messages before and been like, hey, your account's going to renew soon. It's a good time to think about, do you want to get started again? Or is it something you're not interested in anymore? Just so you know where they stand too. And sometimes I've had a couple be like, okay, let's do it. Let's start again. So it's better than letting them, get aggravated if it accidentally goes
Right.
through and they forgot about it.
Well,
Right,
even
I'm
if
glad-
they are still ordering, like I just sent out all of February's, I just go through and write them all down, like, February 2nd, February 5th. And I just send them a message and says, just to remind you that your yearly subscription is going to renew on this date. I just don't want any surprises with you. That way they know that like you're looking out for them. It kind of just makes them feel like, okay, she is like here to help me, So
Do you just do your level ones, Lisa? Or you do them
no,
all?
we do them all. Because I have people that
I
sign
just
people
put my
and
verbiage in the chat.
they don't do anything. What is it, Cindy?
I just put the verbiage that I send in the chat so you guys could see what I send. But
I'm
I
on my
do,
phone,
that
so I
you
can't
can,
see
you
everything.
can just go to your back office and you can do a search by enrollment date, and then they're all right there in order. Just click on the enrollment date and it puts them in order. So I try to do the whole month at a time.
Yeah, but we can't just do level one because if you go to level 4 and none of
I don't
those
have any
functions are
workers.
working.
So-
Yeah, I mean, it just
Yeah,
makes
I don't
it
have any workers, so I do everybody. I do my whole back office.
Also, a good conversation starter for those that are getting ready to renew. If you kind of can ask them if they have if they ever want to refer anybody, and if they're not going to, they can downgrade to a VIP and you save them $20. So that's also been something that I've been doing too. The kind of
would you like to refer people or are you not ever going to? If not, then we can downgrade your account too.
People are loving that too. I mean, I'd rather order a bag of Slimas than nothing. So
What?
that helped a lot. And I just put in there, like, you know, if you're wanting to stay at that, that's fine. If you're wanting to save $20, downgrade, order what you want. It's the same, you know, you can still get whatever you want. So they like that.
Yes, perfect. All right, who wants to go next?
I will.
Thank
I
you.
feel like I'm talking all night tonight. My biggest thing is the duplication thing, which, you know, I've been making the videos and that's been like my main focus for January is helping them learn the system. And, you know, even if I have to shoot my level 1 a message that says, hey, you need to check on Betty today, that just lets her know, like, I'm still watching. Like, just because I sent you the thing doesn't mean that you're on your own. So
Yeah,
see
for
how
sure.
that goes.
I think with duplication, we forget that they have zero clue. Like they don't know what to do. They don't know to follow up. They don't know how to start people on their products. They don't know how to find stuff in Hope Dealers. They don't know how to start three-way chats. They don't know how to do nothing. They are a little infant baby that just came out of the womb. You just birthed them. And now I have to show them how to eat, drink, and crawl so they can walk, so they can run. And I think that's like what all of us forget is they don't know any of this stuff. They don't know how to find the Hope Dealers page and how to use the files and the follow-up system and where to find example posts that they may like to use, and show them how to start the three-way messages and have them follow up in the three-way message so you can help guide that conversation. Because a lot of our new people will be like, yeah, they're fine. It's like, okay, like, did you ask them, are they taking their supplements every day? How much are they taking of everything each day? You know, are they drinking enough water? Are they, you know, those types of things? Are they pooping? So I think just slowing down, and like, if you really have somebody who wants to share and earn income, get them on a Zoom for 15 minutes, show them around their back office a little bit, show them the Hope Dealers page, and then like get on a Zoom and say, hey, let's send 10 messages together. Let's make a post together. Let's like let's start some three-way chats together, and just like really just hone in and work with them. And what I had a huge like mental shift was like, I would go to Andrea and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm helping Jody and Emily and Addie. And I didn't get any of my own stuff done today. And she's like, chill. Like, that's what you want. Like sometimes your IPA has to shift focus a little bit as the leader, and that you're not sending 10 reach outs today because you had 10 three-ways to answer, right? So it's like, sometimes it has to shift a little bit. And so it's okay that all of your IPA time like isn't all on you and your personal business. It's okay to help grow your team. And so, because when they win, you win. And so that's what we want. And so Christina Williams was talking about in her chat today, or in that team call she did for Jordan Roddenberry, she was talking how like people can train people, but do you know how to coach them? Like there's a difference. Like, are you a coach or are you just a trainer? Like I can train all day long, but can I coach you to do the thing? So like, think about that too. So I think just like really slowing down and honing in on that person and spending time with them, and saying, hey, like it's Tuesday, like let's send a message to 5 people and let's put up a testimony today. Do you want to share my testimony? Do you want to share your testimony? But let's do testimony Tuesday, and just guide them. And then, you know, when you see people liking their posts, like, hey, I saw a few friends like your post. Let's go thank them for liking your post, and let's go see if they want to learn more. Like just simple little things like that, and just like staying on top of it, because I was really bad in the beginning that I would do that the first few days. And then it's like, oh my God, it's been like 3 weeks and I've not talked to that new person because I've been here, there, and everywhere. Right. So like just really getting that like focus. I think that will like really just like, when you can get somebody doing what you do and they see your vision and they catch on to your belief, that's when you take off. Anything else on that? Hmm? Okay, next.
I can go.
Yay, thanks.
Sorry, it's dark. I just got this one down to sleep. So,
How sweet.
yes. But I'll say with me, like I'm new. So, in our area, I don't think very many people have even heard of Plexus. So for me, like I've reached out to all my friends and things, but now I'm doing like little drips on people that I may have gone to school with, but it would be odd if I kind of reached out because I haven't talked to them maybe 10 years. So I'm trying to, drip on them and be a friend again and then kind of build like that trust and confidence that way. So it's like kind of a struggle. Like it's probably more mental, honestly, but it's also strange if I reach out to someone, they're like, yeah, she's just trying to sell me something. So little
Yeah.
of both.
And really, it truly is. That's just a thought that like you have, like they're probably already watching you, and like just address the elephant in the room. Be like, oh my gosh, it's been like 10 years since I've talked to you. Like, I can't believe that. Like, just address that, be like, I just started these supplements. Like, I don't even know if it's something you'd be interested in, but I'd love to catch up. I'd love to fill you in on my supplements. Like, is that something you're interested in? And so if it's somebody that you really, like I said before, want on your team and you want to partner up with, reconnect with them and just let them know, like at the very beginning, like, I know we've not talked for 5 years, or I've not talked to you since high school, but like, things like that. Yeah, Amanda said, just like I did you.
That's what I figured it was her when that comment came in.
Does anybody else have any?
Honestly, I feel like the majority of my team are people like that. And it is just a thought. I mean, it's like lots of our trainings are like, if you don't have a fake conversation first, because they can sense that, just getting straight to the point. Hey, have you ever heard of Plexus before? Because if someone that I hadn't talked to in 10 years just starts talking to me for a couple days about my kids and my family, and then on the third or fourth days, like, oh, do you like this kind of makeup? I sell this makeup. I'm going to be like, that girl was trying to get me to buy makeup from the start. So, I mean, I would say probably, sorry, my kids are fighting in the other room. Probably most of the people on our team are people we haven't talked to in 10 years. I mean, at least mine. So some of them I don't even know. Actually, this is really cool for me because I wasn't even sending friend requests. I don't even know if you can hear me because of them. And then I started to send friend requests and just comment on stuff, like commenting about their kids or relating about other things, and then the girl I signed up, I've never even met her. I just saw that we had like 100 mutual friends, and then she signed up and is interested in sharing. So definitely just a thought that you can ignore until it's not valid.
Yeah, for sure. And when I first started, like, it wasn't people that were close to me. It was not my family. It wasn't my good friends. It was literally people that I had not talked to in years, like that I would reach out to, and they were all over it. Like, I think sometimes it's easier to talk to those people too, because you don't have that close relationship, and you can like be real and like very open. And so I think you feel more comfortable. It's like I can talk to Jody's people about sharing and posting way better than I can talk to my own, right? It's just because that close relationship makes it difficult sometimes. So the acquaintances, so to say, are like the better people to attract. Anybody else? Next.
I just now, like, I missed the very, very first part because I was doing a wellness chat, but what are we just talking about, struggles or?
Yep. One struggle you have right now in your business.
You're not gonna like it, but time. I mean, I'm doing so much better than I was. It's like having that commitment to the IPA, like actually like that non-negotiable feeling about it, like doing it. My problem, I mean, being a stay-at-home mom's hard, y'all know, but like it's just my kids are at a super needy age right now, and we've been dealing with like, some vet issues that's been a really time consuming thing the last few days. And it's like right when we started the consistency stuff. And so I'm like, oh my God, like of course all this would happen right now. So
You're the devil. That's just the way it works.
I know. So I mean, I'm really forcing myself. I mean, forcing myself. But there are days that I'm like, all right, this IPA isn't like, I can't sit here and check this actual list off, So like, I mean, I'm telling myself though that it's okay. You're working, and that's like daily. And daily is more than I was doing before. I mean, I would check my back office, but as far as like sending out new messages or, making sure to check in on my people every day, like looking for places I can, or people maybe that have pushed out or canceled or something like that. I mean, I'm working that, but that's just a kind of a point of stress for me. I feel really stressed whenever I feel like I'm not getting the list done, but I'm trying to break away from that feeling of just knowing that as long as I'm working, I mean, I'm okay. I know what I need to do and it will get done. And I'm just, like hammering down the consistency part.
I think too, if you could just make a list and not try and do all the things every day, and like
Mhm.
today, like today's going to be new reach out day, and today may be new reach outs and check-ins or whatever. And then
That's
tomorrow,
really,
like
that
you,
works so much better.
yeah. And because if you try and do new reach outs, check-ins, follow-ups, new reach outs all in one day, like, yeah, you can do that, but honestly, you're not getting like your big.
My brain is so here, there, and everywhere. And it's like I struggle really bad with that anyway, of just like feeling like I can't multitask. And I've been doing that. I have been like really honing in and being like, okay, just sit down and like concentrate. Like you're not going to do anything else right now except for this one thing.
Right.
Forget that you have 90 other things you have to do. Do just this one thing and get that done. And then it feels good that I've gotten something accomplished. That
Mhm.
sense of accomplishment makes me feel a little less stressed. So
I think a brain dump will help.
yeah.
Like a brain
Yeah.
dump at the beginning of the day and a brain dump at the end of the day. And then I want you to sit down before you go to bed, and I want you to celebrate the things that you actually accomplished, like you did last night. Like, hey, I haven't been doing this every day. Like I'm real with myself, but like I'm getting better. And so like do your brain dump list. And if you have 20 things on the to-do list, what needs done today? Like what are 3 or 4 things that need to be done today? What can wait until tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that may help. Like get some to-do list, a checklist in your phone, your calendar, whatever, but just like get it all out of your head, onto the paper, onto the phone, and then just focus on like, because if you've not checked in with your people for a week or so, like, of course, that's going to be top priority before you go send new reach outs, right? So focus on what you need to do first, put it in order. And then if you have an extra 10 minutes, move on to the next thing, right? So that's what I do. And so like, I don't multitask anymore because that's not a thing. If you're multitasking, something is not getting done to 100%.
Right. Like all the things.
Right.
Nothing's getting done 100%. And my problem before was I would feel like I've got all these things I got to do. And I'm that person. I'm that, like, we just watched that video the other day where it's like, I've got all these things I got to do. It's not going to do any of them. Just going to ignore it. And then, that doesn't help anything. And so like the improvement that I'm having is getting 1 or 2 things done. And if I can't get all of it done, it's okay, but you're getting something done.
Yeah. And that's all I want you to focus on is that, and celebrating those small things that you're getting done. Yeah. And you'll feel so much better.
Yeah.
Okay, next. We're running out of time.
I'll go.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. So got mine written down. Mine's silly and it's real simple. But I still struggle with posts, and not just like all the posting, but like specifically trying to figure out how to incorporate Plexus without sounding salesy, but like sounding more like celebratory, or I think this is really awesome and this is what it does for me. But when it comes to like trying to write the words, they're not there.
Well, first of all, it's not a silly thought, but second of all, I think your posts are fine.
Okay.
I think your posts are good. Like, I've never seen an issue with your post, and you do good about telling like a story and it being relatable. Here's what I do. I don't usually mix in Plexus into my lifestyle post. I just don't. Like, yeah, like I may post that I'm in the pickup line drinking my mama juice, like working my business. Like, that's one thing, but I count that as my Plexus post for the day, not my lifestyle post for the day. If I'm going to post 2 a day, it's going to be, here's the load of laundry that I folded that's been sitting on the couch for 2 weeks. And then if I post later in the day, that's my Plexus post. And it's Plexus. It's my business. This is what the pink drink does for me, or whatever. Like, mine are usually 2 complete thoughts. But I don't usually, like, sometimes I'll mix them in, but I don't feel like you have to mix them in. Like, it can totally be like, here's my Plexus post, but like, here's my like lifestyle post, because you're still engaging. You're still being relatable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've been sharing about your cooking and your baking and like those types of things. Like, just keep that in your news feed along with your Plexus. And I think it's totally fine. And like Amanda said, I think your posts have been totally like, they've been good.
Oh, I didn't see the chat there. Thanks, Amanda.
I tell you, one thing I do, Brienne, though, is even though when people comment or like on my lifestyle post, I write their names down as a contact.
I do that too. And then my stories, like at the end of the day, I go through and I write down everybody that's paid any kind of attention to anything on my Facebook and my Instagram.
And if nothing else, it gives you another person to contact.
Yeah.
Or people you've forgotten about that you've messaged before, you can go back and reconnect with them.
And those are the people that you go to their post and their page every day, if they're posting every day and you're liking their stuff and you're commenting on their things. But my favorite thing to do is comment off of their stories, because it takes it straight to Messenger and you automatically start a conversation.
I've been doing that. Yeah. I even a lot of your alls, it really engages me. I'm like, oh yes, that's awesome. Like your tank tops today. I'm like, I'm going to need those. And I said something to Amanda the other day too. I don't remember what it was, but everybody just really gets me with the story. So that's what I tried to really get in my stories today.
And I think that's great. Like, I'm more of a stories person anyways. I
did 2 videos in my stories today, and that was the first time ever. And I felt really silly and I felt really stupid, but I was like, I'm just going to do it because they're either going to look or pass.
Honestly, the stories that I feel like the most stupid posting, like, are the ones that get the most reaction. It never fails.
Yeah.
Oh my
like
God,
Eric was saying the other day, I did the one where I asked if y'all put milk in your scrambled eggs or not. I had 80 people answer that poll. 80 people on if you put milk in your eggs. And someone said to do whipping cream. So I need to try that. They said it's a game changer. It makes them so fluffy.
See, and that builds your engagement.
So does pancake batter. It's very good in eggs.
Oh, I'm going to write that down.
Sour cream too, yeah.
Pancake batter in your eggs. Really?
That's how you make omelet. That's how, if you go to IHOP and get an omelet, that's why they're so light and fluffy. There's pancake batter in it.
Who would have thunk it? All right. Well, you were unmuted, Cindy. You can go next. I'm running out of people.
I'm just very similar to Andy. I put in a crap ton of work and I have little to show for it. And my points get worse every single month and I sink lower and lower. So I'm just very similar to her. I just work and I have nothing to show for it.
That is a bad thought. Isn't that what Emily would tell? That you need to sign up for coaching. That would be a good Emily Gibson thing. We pay for that. You should totally sign up. Are you free for her Zoom times? No, I'm not either. I've debated paying for her hour. It's like $140 and I've almost paid for it because I guarantee that hour would change my life. So I think it's that whole, like that gold, senior gold, that whole area right there is such a learning period. And it is such a, like, it is tough and it sucks. I won't lie. I like had many months where I would just like completely disappear because I was like, this is stupid and like, this is dumb. And so it's just like, but I didn't have the thought coaching then. I didn't have the mindset then. Like I wasn't like really growing myself. I had the belief in the products and the belief in the company. And I knew I had watched people go Emerald and do those things. And I just thought that will never be me. That will never be me. I will never be able to do this. There is no way that this girl here in Hurricane, after there have been 3 other Emeralds go through here, that I could do that. And look, so I think really, and we can sit down like, and we can go through, like Andrea used to do this with me all the time. And so y'all don't even know what I have been through. Like she used to go through my messages, like, and she would make me screenshot my messages, how like, and she would pick apart my messages. She would help me tweak my verbiage. She would get into 3-ways with people that I had who had quit or who weren't consistent. And it's not that she took over, but it was good for me to see how she handled those conversations and how she did things. And so like today, like I had like somebody say something to me and I was like, kind of like, I was like, I don't even know what to say to this. And so like, I called Andrea after school and I'm like, I'm going to send you this, like, tell me like, how would you like, you know, like talk to this person? And so, you know, first, of course, she was like, well, how do you think you should respond? And I'm like, just tell me how to do it. So like, I told her what I would do. And then she like, you know, was like, well, like, that's okay. But like, this is how like I would like do it. And so it helps a lot because I'm not that sympathetic, empathetic type personality. Like, I'm just not. I am just like, this is it, like, do it, whatever. And so she helps me be that more like sympathetic side, I guess. I don't know. Not that she's super.
That's not me. That's Amanda Stover.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Me either. And not to say that she's super sympathetic either, but she knows how to like word it so that she sounds that way. And so I think it's all about the tone. It's all about how you say things. And so sometimes too, it was like, I would go so hard for so many months and I would never gain points. I would never recruit anybody. My business would never grow. And then like 4 months later, like all of this growth would come. And so it's just like digging, planting those seeds, watering the seeds, and then like just caring for them. And so it's a lot of that. I mean, other than that, I don't have advice because you can make all the posts, you can send all the messages, but if there is a disconnect somewhere, or if there is something that is like a missing piece, sometimes you don't grow. And so sometimes you have to really hone in and see, where is my missing piece? Like, am I maybe saying something that I could tweak? Is there like something that I'm not relating with somebody on, or, you know, like just certain things? I think it really takes like a microscope to really look at. Like, am I really sending 10, like, I would rather you send 3 good new reach outs than 10 crappy ones, right? So like, am I really connecting with people? Do I have a good relationship with these people? Do, you know, all those things. So it really goes into a lot of that, but like any of you guys, like, I'm happy to go through your back office. You can screenshot me messages. Like, if something's not going right for you, or if you want to put me in a 3-way and you can see how I handle that conversation, or if you want to put Emily or Jody in that message and see how they would handle it, Like I do that with Andrea all the time. I have a girl that I cannot get consistent for the life of me. She rarely responds to me. Well, she responded to Andrea the other day. So Andrea created a new group on Facebook with this girl, and like we're working on her now. But it's just like sometimes it just takes another voice and another person. But seeing how Andrea like kind of got her to respond, like I don't know. It just wasn't what I was saying.
I have something to say real quick.
Yeah.
So, as an example, Emily Ricks and I were like best friends from like 6th grade through like all of our college years. And so I felt really comfortable with Emily. So she would come to me, and I've been back and forth with Plexus. I've been pretty consistent on my products, but not with the sharing. And so Emily would keep up with me and keep up with me and keep up with me, and I'd ignore or I just blow her off. And then Brianna would come in, and I couldn't ignore Brianna because Brianna and I didn't go to school together, and I didn't know Brianna. So I felt bad letting Brianna down because I wasn't as close with her as I did Emily. Like I could give Emily all the excuses, but I wasn't going to give Brianna excuses. So it definitely helped once the 3 ways came in, definitely hearing from Brianna opposed to Emily sometimes.
And that goes back to like the whole stranger thing. Like you can talk to strangers all day long, but sometimes like the people that are close to you, and like in Cindy, that may even be like that right there. Like people are like, Cindy's the best. I can't let her down. Like I'm not going to like even do this because like I don't want to upset her, or I don't want to let her down. You know what I'm saying? Like people may have that, like those thoughts too, because you are so friendly and so loving and so like cheerleader like style personality that they may be afraid to let you down. And Jody said that she was available to help you in your 3 ways. You can go the guy and let them, you can't show your who to your best friend. Oh Lord. All right, Aaron and Jody, that's who I got left.
Okay, I'll go. So we've talked a lot about my issues. I have a lot of self-doubt and self-sabotage because I've kind of been plateaued, and I haven't signed anybody up since like the beginning of December. But because I had such a big growth spurt, and then with Christmas, I was so busy and I felt like I just didn't have time to do everything. I was overwhelmed. So I just thought, well, I'm not growing. I'm not going to do anything anyway because it doesn't matter. So I've kind of taken this new year and reset, and I'm getting back on the Zooms, and I'm starting to read books again, and I'm starting to be more involved. And I'm still not growing as a business, but I'm growing as a person so that I can eventually grow. So mine's all mindset, I think.
Sounds that way. You already answered your own question. Like, and if you're reading the books and you're doing the podcast, and it's fine and dandy to take all of that stuff in all day long, but if you don't take what you're listening to and apply it to your life or apply it to your business, you're just wasting your time. Because if you get stuck in that like consumption mode where you're taking all this training in, you're taking all these podcasts in, but if you're not taking something and applying it, that's when it becomes a problem. So the best thing to do is to listen to something and think, how does that apply to my business? How is that going to apply to my life? And then go teach somebody else that. And whether that's you going into the team chat or whatever and saying, hey, like, this is what I just like read, and this is how I'm going to apply it to my business, like, and teach us about it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can listen all day long, but it's like my kids at school, like they would peer mentor each other because they would not only get it from me, but then I would make them go teach it to another student. Right. And then that made them learn it, and then they had to teach it, and then it sticks. So take what you're learning and apply it to your life. Right. So I think the sabotage thing, really just becomes being more like having more belief in yourself and and I think confidence comes from belief. Confidence is not like egotistical. Like confidence is like knowing, like, I know what I'm doing. Confidence is knowing what your supplements do and knowing that the supplements change lives and knowing that your opportunity is life changing and that you know that I may not be senior gold right now, but like one day you're going to see me do that. Like, and having the belief that you can do that. And so like, I used to have really bad body image and I would like talk really like negative about myself and like my body and like nothing was ever good enough. And so like, I was just never happy. And so when I started doing all this mindset thing and I started to realize like the cup isn't always half empty, it's always half full. Right. And I started writing down 2 and 3 things every single day that I'm grateful for and started focusing more on the blessings that God was giving me instead of always all the crap that was happening, you know, in my life or all the things that were going wrong every single day or in my business or whatever, and started focusing more on those positive things. That really like changes a lot, because then you start to see life in a different perspective. Does anybody else have anything to add on that?
Can I add on to that real quick? So we went to Ollie's today and I looked through the books to see what I could find. And I happened to find this book that was about, I don't even know what it's called. I can't remember, but something about it told me to pick this book up. It's $3 book and it has like 52 lessons and it's 1 page. And the first one I picked up said, like the very first lesson said, God is not done with you. God does not quit on you until you have reached your potential. So I read it and I sat there for a minute. I thought, I'm not done. I'm just stalled. So, I mean, it's like a God wink.
It really is. And it may not even be that you're just stalled, but you're in a growing period. And I say that all the time, like I'm in a growth period myself. Like there's a reason that I'm not getting back to Sapphire. And there's a reason why, like we're all in this like together. Like we just got in the swamp together tonight. Like, and we're figuring out like where we're stuck in our business and how are we going to change it? How are we going to move forward? Right? Because it's fine to be in that hamster wheel. It's fine to be stuck, but you know what cures all of that? Consistency, showing up, putting in the action. That's what moves you forward. So the growth, the action, and the consistency of your IPA and you posting and you messaging, that will push you forward. It's just, you have to do all that work behind the scenes. Like, and I know that's hard to even explain, but it's like every time I feel like I'm in a hamster wheel, I'll tell you it's because I'm reaching out to the same damn people and messing around with the same people in my back office that I'm stuck on. Like it never fails. I'm like, I feel stuck. You know why I feel stuck? Because I'm not connected with new people, because I'm stuck on the same people who don't want to order, who are not responding to me. Right. So then it's like, get off the hamster wheel and go find somebody else to talk to. Go connect with somebody else. So I think it's just figuring out again, like, where are you growing? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it in your reach outs? Is it in your leadership? Like whatever it is, you know? All right, Jody. You're last. We saved the best for last.
Oh, that's me. I never volunteer to talk first. Mine is just, I've already said it. Like I want to work on posting better. I want to be more like, I don't know, what's it? Not life-changing, but having, a purpose for what I post and actually be something somebody wants to read and not just because I stuck it on there. In my time, making sure, being a stay-at-home is hard. And so just scheduling my time more better, which I'm doing better. And just kind of being organized. I feel like that's my big thing because I struggle with that. I feel like I want to have lists and everything wrote down, but then I get overwhelmed with all of my lists and things. But I haven't shared it yet, but I have worked on it. I've done better. But anyway, I don't know if that was anything you wanted to know.
I think that like the organized part goes back to what I said for Amanda, just making sure that it's like a to-do list and it's like an efficient to-do list. It's not like 20,000 things long, but it's 10 things long. And these 3 things I'm going to do today. And then these 3 things can wait until tomorrow. Right. So just being like more intentional with that to-do list, I think, because Andrew used to tell me all the time, Brianna, quit trying to get everything done. Like you're trying to get 20 things done today and none of them are being done to standard or to 100% because you're trying to do too much. Like you're everywhere. Like quit trying to do the reach outs, the check-ins, the follow-ups, blah, 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 all in one day. Like stop. And so that's what I was trying to do. Like, cause I felt like, oh my God, if I don't do it right now, like, when am I going to do it? And it was that scarcity that was like, oh my God, like those people aren't going to be there tomorrow, or like, I'm not going to have the time tomorrow or whatever it was. So again, that goes back to the thoughts of like positivity and optimistic and abundance instead of all that scarcity of there's never enough and like, I'll never do this and things will never get better or whatever. So I think that really like changes a lot when you can flip that perspective. But I know we went for an hour. I said I was saying the 30-minute timer and that did not happen because this was too good to stop. So I hope that it was like beneficial for you. I'm pretty sure everybody went. I wrote down your names and your things that you have told me, because like in a week, I'm going to check in with you. I'm going to see how those things are going. And yes, Andy, like I like this, like open, like concept talking, because, you know, we share and we grow and then you can learn from each other and it builds community and better relationships. And that's what will grow this team. So I thank you very much.
I do have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Do we have a snow plan for Saturday? Like if it snows, do we have like a backup plan for like super Saturday plans?
I don't think it's supposed to snow Saturday, is it?
Okay. I read somewhere that it was like supposed to start tonight and go into tomorrow and then get worse Saturday and then Sunday. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
It's supposed to start Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I am worried because Emily's kids are sick. So I don't know if she's coming in still or not.
So if not, that just means that Jody will be heading this and that she will appreciate your help.
Yes. Please.
Yes. This says 3 to 5 inches of snow during the day Sunday and then 5 to 8 Sunday night.
Okay. I don't know where I saw it, but it was on my Facebook and I don't know, maybe it was a joke.
I'm probably not going to make it home Sunday or Monday, am I? My optimism is going down.
I'd put some things in your carry-on bag because you're gonna need them
That's what I just told Darren. I think we better take a carry-on.
with a toothbrush
Yes.
and
Anyway,
a phone charger.
yeah. Yeah.
Just concentrate on the fun stuff first. Worry about that Sunday.
I know. Oh, my principal loves me. Have I ever told y'all that? My boss just loves me.
Well, because you just need to go ahead and quit.
Yeah, well, tell my husband that.
Get your insurance from the state and just quit.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, girls. Well, I enjoyed this and I enjoyed that you opened up. Because once you do that, that's when the whole like it's out. You've made it aware and now we know how to work on it. And so we'll find videos and we'll find podcasts and we'll work on these things. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. I will see you all
Bye, girls.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.